It's finals day here for the Motorsport UK British Rallycross Championship Five Nations Trophy. The supercars are in pre-grid because they're about to go out for practice. It's a double header for the final round, the final weekend of the Supercar Championship, and it was dramatic yesterday in the penultimate event of the year. Patrick O'Donovan won, he's taken the championship lead. Ollie O'Donovan has moved up to third ahead of Tristan Ovenden. There was wild cards in the mix. Mikko Ikonen in the Hyundai finished on the podium. The GCK built McGann's, originally constructed here in the UK by ProDrive, were flying in the wet conditions, and my goodness me, it was very, very wet yesterday. Loads of action today. All of the remaining heats, semi-finals and finals for the support categories, and in Supercar there's 2 heats, semi-finals and the last final of the year. 4 drivers can win the championship today. The drop scores are now not in consideration. You have to count the final round. Patrick O'Donovan leads. Jack Thorne, who has led the championship in recent weeks, he's now second because he didn't make it through the semi-finals yesterday. Tristan Ovenden dropped to 4th. Ollie O'Donovan's now to 3rd, but all 4 of those drivers with 20 points up for grabs for the win can take the title. Great mix of cars in Supercar this weekend. O'Donovan coming into pre-grid. Let's just have a look at the tyres. Tierney, the cameraman, Steve Hill, what's Steve on? Steve's on slicks or dries. Tristan Ovenden here, he's on wets. Now the loose is still very, very wet and slippery, just with how the conditions were yesterday. Sellers on dry, Sellers on very good dries actually. O'Donovan's on wets. They're not going to be on wets all day if the sun stays out like it is, but it's a real compromise with these loose conditions. Janko, the faster of the 2 Weist father-son pairing, he's on brand new Cooper tyres for this practice session. Let's have a little move into the paddock and have a quick look round to get things underway. What a fantastic lineup of supercars. It is the junior cars coming into the grid. That's Smith. Will Ovenden coming down here. He is the championship leader in the junior category. Some very, very close title fights, title battles to be played out through the course of today. Liam Doran has returned for this weekend. Liam, if I could grab you quickly, mate. Disaster yesterday, gearbox failed in the semi-final. You back today?
Not looking likely at the moment. Unfortunately, this morning when they've warmed the car up, the oil pressure light won't go out, so I don't know why. They're looking now to try and find the problem, but obviously you don't play with things like oil pressure because it can be terminal. So if I don't get to drive, I'll be really upset because I had so much fun yesterday. Racing at the top level isn't always the most fun because it gets quite stressful, but driving that car around this track is like there's nothing better, to be honest, in those conditions as well. So I had a lot of fun. So I really wanted to drive in the dry today, but we'll see, hopefully.
You were very complimentary of the Hyundai after your quick shakedown and driving yesterday, and especially around the new look Lydden, the long gravel first corner. Looked like you were having a lot of fun. Yeah,
I hadn't driven the car at all until yesterday morning, and to drive the car that fast in those conditions has to say something about the car. Because to be able to gain that much confidence that quickly, it knows what it's doing. So yeah, very complimentary. I was very impressed by for sure the best car I've ever driven, and sort of put a little bit of a twinkle back in my eye to want to drive again because see what everyone else had. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and just a pure pleasure to drive really. So it'd be a shame if I don't get to drive again today.
Thank you, Liam. Hope we see you later on. Back on track. Of course, the Batopnik Racing team, very, very experienced with lead driver Mikko Ikonen. There's Don Flitney's car, absolutely covered in dirt from yesterday still. They've had a lot of work to do overnight on that. Clutch-related problems for Flitney. Let's just have a look at Liam's car if we can. How do we get in here, Tierney? Let's go around the other side. If you just follow me, mate. Because I think this livery is fantastic. Really looks good. We won't get too close to the guys working on the car. The ex-Gronholm machines, of course. So this car is actually the car that Ikonen raced so far this year. Fraser McConnell drove it previously as well in various different events. He drove it here actually at Lydden Hill in Nitro Rallycross. And Ikonen is the latest Hyundai from the Gronholm team. Let's just have a quick pop back down to pre-grid. Lots of the cars are departing or have already departed the awnings. But I want to highlight another couple of drivers who are here. You can tell Simon Ovenden here, brother of Tristan, former Suzuki Swift racer himself, still wearing his wetsuit. The sun's out, it's still pretty cold, but what do you expect racing in November? Rallycross traditionally a winter sport, so we need to be used to that. Fireworks last night were absolutely fantastic. The atmosphere of all the supercars parked on the finish line after the supercar final with the fireworks going off is pretty amazing. Let's just try and grab another quick word with one of the guests. If he can hear us, he won't be able to hear us because the engine's running, but we'll try. Sebastian, just very quickly, mate, how much are you enjoying being here this weekend racing at Lydden Hill?
It's really fun, I enjoy it a lot. It was a long time since the last time I drove a supercar, so it's really fun. But I felt that I got used to it quite quick, so it was fun and we had some nice battles.
The Focus isn't the newest car here by a long way. There's some very good technology, but you got a great result in the end.
Yeah, it felt good. It was a bit better than expected. I think we will struggle a bit more today in the dry, but I hope to be competitive. I will do my best.
Thank you, Seb. Great to have you here. There you are. We will wrap up. Keep an eye on all of the social media channels. The finals will be broadcast after this weekend for you to see all of the very last action of the year. It's going to be fantastic.